Okay. Took me a while. To get back to this place. Sometimes it's better to sit. Sometimes it's better to turn off the light. Okay. Let's just see where this is going to get us. Okay, I'm not sure where I am actually. Okay, I have done all of these. Done this. Wait. Okay, I just said, you know, if you're dealing with hate, you just jump on the characters. Wow, this is weird. I think, wow, you see, you know, if this makes you angry, then you probably have some things to deal with, which I then call emotional homework. Okay, I'm not very talkative. At the moment. Yeah, I don't actually feel like doing this, but I am doing it anyway. Because what else would I be doing? Nothing. Right? What else would I be doing? Some other thing. You know, I try to read Harry Potter, but I just can't get to it again. I'm just gonna focus on you know, I always think, you know, maybe somebody's gonna ring my bell. Maybe something's gonna come out of this. So now I have this website which I really like. And I actually knew it was coming, but I did not think about it when it came. Which is why you see, this is how I. They weren't even out yet. You know, this is why smoking is less good than going for a walk. You know, that's how I often feel. Okay, this I have to keep. Still working towards playing Apes Odyssey. I think this is my warm-up. She's like, they show you. Hey, hey! Damn it. It looks super easy. Yeah, I like it better. I just need some achievements, right? I just need some accomplishments. I just finished June. Now I'm in. Wow. Didn't know you would jump that high. So yeah, I think I have friends. Maybe I'm not Jesus. Maybe we are all Jesus in our own way. Yeah, whatever. I'm not sure if that's the one where I have to go backwards. I think it isn't. I think that it's actually that one crate that I can't get to unless I do something else. Which is from another world. that's okay. I really want to stop with this habit of smoking because it makes me sick. Or am I sick and that's why I smoke? That's a very, very good question, because sometimes I still think it helps me, because often after I smoke I fall into this one again, sleeping frenzy, which I feel like I could not have had if I hadn't smoked. Which is of course a dangerous notion, because that's going to, you know, guaranteed chain you up and make you dependent. And that's why if I sit at home and I think, you know, I ought to have someone here, wow, then, you know, what's so bad about being alone? Why do I have to feel like a loser if I'm alone? You know, I don't quite get that. Wow. If I can make it in one go, that would be a revelation. Okay, this one's gonna be tough, because you never know where they're gonna clash. I think they clash where I am, but that may be false. You see what I mean? That was super easy. And the first time I played it was super hard. And there was still weeks in between before I got at it again. And that's what I often do with a lot of things. You know, I'm really starting to change. You know, it's not that terrible anymore. And once I took care of the situation with my website, then I think I can actually progress. Okay, I cannot skip this. Yeah, because I was wondering for a while now, it's a very expensive service for the idea of, you know, that they do it because there's no clean. It's actually whitewashing. You know, you pay extra money for a service that's using the same resources that other services, and then you pride yourself that you've got a clean website while there are no clean websites. That's just the idea you're paying for, and I thought that was worth it. But I'm starting to see, or it's starting to show that it actually doesn't matter, because it's really, I mean, these people are just full of greed. They just ask more and more money because people are willing to pay for the idea of green so that they can feel better about themselves. And it's actually funny because I recommended this to someone else. I still like the service and I actually would like to keep it, but it's just so hard to maintain this balance. And I think unless I would ask for money, I don't think I would give it. So I just have to find a solution, because I also had to let go of the paid service I had for my podcast, which I hated in the beginning, but now I actually like it. And that's just something I feel like, you see, I also feel like often doing several things at the same time, but I think if I would do that now, it would just crash. Because I'm also still editing my podcast episodes. It's not that much editing, it's just, you know, increasing the bass and the treble a little and increase the volume a bit. And then I just save it, you know. I like to keep my podcast for now raw. You know, like not unfiltered. And now I can start with the gems. With the relics, that's how they call it. Oh, relics of the past. Yeah, just to show. You know, I'm just gonna do it again. Just to try at least to get the better time. And I do not think that I could fail this now. Yeah, how could you ever get gold without this skill? Which is of course why they... Damn it, I lost time. Wow. Didn't get that last time. You know, he does slow down just a little bit if you do this. And gold. Win, win, win. So yeah, it's not... Oh, it was actually faster than... CCC. CCC. So, you know, you make a coffee, you drink it, it's done. You make a coffee, you drink it, it's done. And you feel like, why is it done? Okay, seriously. So sometimes, you know, like to get that crate, you have to sacrifice a little bit of time in order to get time. Or to get time later, possibly then with my wife, I have to sacrifice time right now, I think, so that I have more time later, which is why right now, the reason I am creating all of this content now is so that I have more time later. So it's actually a calculated risk. You know, I'm leaving my energy right now, so I can live off it later. And that, I would say, is a fair attempt to be able to, yeah, do what I can in order to survive. You know, It's just the idea of freedom behind all of this. And, you know, I like this kind of life to a certain degree. But I see myself as an investment to, you know, the idea that we can be free. And it's actually, to me, a very good solution to play fast games. Because they do not only, you know, they're not only bad. What they are is, there's a way to see, you know, if your mind is still working properly. Because if you cannot play computer games anymore, then, you know, how should you engage with children, right? That's a very fair question. That you may answer. And then again, of course, you know, because this is my inner child, and I'm just letting it play so that it can, hey, that was interesting, escape the harsh reality that he finds himself in. No relic? Oh, it's just showing now. Oh, wow. That was faster. I really would like to play Crash Team Racing, but not on this computer, you won't. So I'm still waiting for an opportunity to also have a new computer. I like this computer, don't get me wrong, but I also like real workstations. And I'm wondering why it always has to get harder and harder from world to world. Like, is that, do you think life gets harder? Or does it just require more skill? Yeah, good stuff for you. And that's what I said to someone. You know, I'm not waiting for you. You know, I'm already there. To a certain degree. You know, I'm not waiting for you. Because if I'm stuck waiting for you, then, you know, hey, okay, that's what I have to do next time. Wow, that lasts a long time. Just nothing. Yeah, I never liked these stupid animals, you know. Also the idea, why would an animal just chase you like this? Unless you've done something. You know, I'm not sure if this is actually, you know, how I can see this. You know, was it really ever like this? And was it ever really like this? Maybe I'm just dreaming. And I'm actually living in some kind of other age. Doing God knows what. With God knows who. Seriously. I just don't like the idea of being chased by stupid animals. I mean, because to me animals aren't stupid, and why would an animal just chase me? Okay, unless it has a very good reason. And that's then just angry me, if you know what I mean. You know, there are just too many things at the moment that I find annoying. And, you know, the need to eat is one of them. But, you know, as much as I like it, I think to me it's more a distraction. But it's just also something that gives me something to do. While at the same time, it's also something that keeps me busy with going to the toilet. Which I'm not sure I really like. And that's just my personal preoccupation with wasting time for unnecessary things. And then the question is, of course, what is unnecessary? I mean, the thing is, if I would lose myself right now in a... Jesus, I think I got the point. You know, sometimes I think, oh yeah, it would be so nice to play games with people, but the only reason I would play games with people would probably be to find a partner. And because I think I have found her already, or I'm almost sure I have. It would be then a waste of time, unless I were willing to lead a normal life and spend it with people that just meet to casually play not computer games, but to casually play anything. You know, because also at my age, you know, I do this to get rid of myself. Because at the moment it's just too much to deal with this myself. Oh, damn it. Can you just give me this mask? Right, so... You know, that's just the struggle I'm in. Finding life incredibly unfair, thinking it should be different, wishing I had different TV shows, like I'm wishing to have How I Met Your Mother, and I'm wishing I had Heroes. Well, I have already watched all of them, you know. It would be just something to distract me from the harsh reality of what am I actually doing here? What am I actually doing? Is this really what I say to people? You know, can I help others that struggle with depression and anxiety and insecurities? You know, can I do this in such a way? Or what's really important? I mean, who am I doing this for? And is it going to help what I'm trying to create, which is just space? So I have to also challenge my own motivations. And for that, you know, sometimes I have to neglect the body. Which means to say, I stay inside. Because I'm working with spirit, I have to kind of neglect the body for some time, which sounds almost ridiculous, but is, to me, very true. And that's why sometimes I speak like almost hacked off, because I'm trying to find the right words very carefully that help me to say what I'm trying to say here. And what is that? You know, what am I trying to say exactly? What is the meaning of life? And what do we mean when we speak about ordinary reality? You know, these are just some of the questions that you can ask yourself in order to figure out for yourself if you're still on track. Because what is ordinary reality? It's what I see when I leave the house? No. I think actually it does not exist. Simply because, you know, where is everybody else living in? Where is everybody else living in? You know, if I think I see something like ordinary reality, then I assume that I'm further than other people, but maybe other people, maybe they know the same things you do, but they just don't feel the need to express them. Because maybe it's already clear to them. And that's how I often feel about my parents. Because sometimes I have the feeling they say something without saying it, right? They just wait, and then they suddenly do something, and I think, wait, did they know? You know? Or do they just want me to think that they know? I think often it's just that they want me to think that they know. They just adjust well to the changes I'm going through. And they accepted that, you know, change is ever a challenge. I'm starting to certainly feel like slacklining again. Yeah, these are certainly the easiest. I mean, it's still not easy, is it? I mean, if you can see this as a job, I mean, you know, Terrence McKenna could have done this. Absolutely. I mean, for sure he could have done this. I mean, there's no doubt about it that he could have done this. I'm just saying. But he read things, right? He liked to read things. And I was always easily distracted, which gave me a hard time in school. You see, now I'm trying to open up to feeling good about my childhood. And instead of seeing it as, you know, oh yeah, so terrible, I have to hate my life. You know, I can see it as it's just how it is. And that's sometimes... Why can't you outrun him? You see, so I'm trying not to be this angry adult so much. But more like the gentle, patient, no, impatient, a bit like impatient, right? Because if I feel anger, you know, then why do I feel anger? could have... That made no sense. Where did this mask come from? That's probably the first time I think I have to go back to the recording. Come on. Yeah. Sometimes it's not... Hey, wow. Yeah, that mask certainly helped. Which is weird because I just listened to a Goosebumps episode about the mask, the haunted mask. And while I was watching it, I hated it. But then the question is, maybe I was wearing a mask. And that's a very good point. And what would that mean? On what kind of a level was I wearing that mask? Of course. Wow, that's fairly late. Erasing existing time. I thought that's what it said, but it said something else. And I'm just gonna have a good time, you know? And I don't want to be like super paranoid about people anymore, because there are also women in my life that I really like. And the question is, you know, should I not be allowed to spend time with them anymore? You know, I feel good now. If I would have a female friend that I have had, you know, some kind of sexual encounter with, or that likes to cuddle a lot, you know, what would that mean? Am I allowed to have that? Is what I'm saying, just because... Wait, was this so fast? How did that just pass? Why was this so fast? I think I like women, and if there's a reluctancy of one woman to spend time with me, then maybe I'm putting too much credit onto, yeah, we've had sex. And what I'm starting to realize then is that if I look at this apartment, you know, which woman could fit in here? And the answer is, I'm not quite sure. You know, I thought I should have this kind of a life with other... Ah, damn it. You see, you take the high road, and suddenly it's the low road. Wait, I wasn't paying attention and I still managed to push through. Okay, I'm not sure I'm gonna do this with 41. Yeah, I'm at 28 now. Okay, maybe if I do it like this. Fuck. Let's see. Shit. Hey! I want to play Crash Team Racing for sure, man. For sure, man. Why do we talk like this? Have you ever explained that to yourself? For sure, man. Like, what's that even supposed to mean? I'm gonna get there, right? That's also why I decided to do this now, because if I don't do this, I'm just gonna sit around and feel terrible. And that's not what I want. Right? I know why I bought the peanut butter, because I think I have a couple of days ahead of me where I just do this. Where I just stay at home. No. Yes. No. I'm not sure. You know, I really feel like reconnecting with Abe's Odyssey. Because it is a challenge, but it's also the only game that works on this computer. Yeah, I'm open to saying that this is an emulator. That's actually a fair idea. Okay, I'm also stuck on the belief that I ought to write this book. True. Yeah, I'm very stuck on the belief that I ought to write the book. But at the moment I just don't feel like it. Which is why mentality of a warrior at the moment seems to be about finishing my YouTube channel before the year is over. And then I have an entire year where I can do other things. It says, please never listen to Terence McKenna in the presence of children. Yeah, I get that. So I would have to listen to it on my headphones. But does that really make a difference? Why am I so impatient? I'm really impatient. Just impatient to meet this woman again. Which I'm not sure makes a lot of sense. Sometimes it's just trying to avoid confrontations. And a woman is a confrontation because you don't know what she wants. Because, sure, right? I mean, if such a woman would come to you, she probably wants a man. So she wants sex. But I'm not even sure I'm enough of a man. So now the question is, how am I supposed to do this? I think the best way is to see. Okay. I could do this. And then I know only have to go this far. Okay, that worked. That, however, did not work. Yeah, because I'm looking for the all crates gem. Just have to remember this place. It'll be very hard. I don't have it. which makes this probably impossible. But it's still a good way to reconnect. So is it worth showing one woman that you as a man can stay devoted to her? I'm not so sure anymore. Really am not. But if my feeling tells me that I should do it, and that, you know, even in the presence of other women, you know, I'm reluctant to give in to the one that I feel like most devoted to, yeah, then I would just accept it. But at least I can say then I've tried. If you know what I mean. Right, I owe it to myself to at least see. But if there would be someone that I would deem better, then I would probably take it. But what's better, what's worse? Because the women that I could replace her with at the moment, I just know they're gonna leave again. And the question is, would I want that? Or maybe it's exactly what I want. Maybe I want a woman that actually wants to live in Africa, and then I can join her. I have actually never seen it that way. And that to me, what? Did it take so long? Damn it. For the win! Hey, that was a bit faster. You see, that's just the question. It's a very valid question, and that's just a debate I'm having with myself constantly. If you do this, then. Yeah, but who's saying that? I mean, if you cannot say it into my face, now what's good about saying it? Because apparently you decide to be somewhere else. And that's what you would call telepathy. Trying to get people to be there, where you are. Because you want to spend time with them, but if I'm like super toxic, why would she be here and trust me with her child? Which you then could call our child. Which is what I've been looking for, a woman that wants a child with me. Only me, and nobody else. And that is almost impossible to find. That's how I feel. But still... Oh! It doesn't mean that it is impossible. And maybe the way it's gonna happen is just you just randomly get together with someone, and then you don't know, but you just have sex, and then suddenly someone's pregnant, and maybe that happened to the woman that I thought could be it. And maybe it didn't. Right. Just starting to feel like Princess Mononoke again, but a lot of these things turn into just kind of like child's play, which I'm not sure I actually like. Hey, air jump. Was that worth gold? Yeah, come on, let go. I don't have to cuddle all the time. Well, I do like cuddling. I just don't take this woman for a cuddling woman. We've never actually liked spending really time alone with each other. I did think she was really beautiful, but we never really hung out or did anything else than work. So I'm just saying, I've never been with a woman that really wanted to have sex with me. I mean, not like this. It was just, sometimes they were just acting it. You know, some women just acted it because, you know, they just wanted someone. But that someone didn't really have to be me. There was just nobody else available. So if I go to a club and there are women that just want to have sex, what does it mean? It just has to be someone, right? They're not looking for a real partner. They're just looking for someone to make them forget who they are, or maybe to remember them who they are, to just feel good again. And I'm just not sure, you know, because such women, they would do it with anyone who's available, who somehow loosely fits their profile, you know, just a penis basically. And I simply happen to see myself as more than a penis. And while there are women that can make themselves available, I also realized that I don't know. I think it was never really about the sex. With the last women I've been with, it was never really about the sex. I thought it was, but it wasn't. And I think what I did not like. But the question is, you know, should only the sex be good, or also other things? You know, some people are willing to say anything to just get back into your favor or something. Just because they, I don't know, right? I'm not sure who is who in my life. I'm really not sure who is who in my life. And that's a problem. So I'm just choosing to be myself. So I'm just trying to get away as clean as possible. From basically this place. And then you don't know, but now I'm here. And apparently I'm attracting others here. But I really wanted to leave. And I'm just gonna hold on to that. Because I just don't like this place. Not to the degree, that I could like it. I mean, there are times that I really enjoyed. But there are also things that I would just like to get rid of. Whatever. Sometimes you just have to push through. Because, I mean, come on. Diving levels on time? Not a good idea. Jump and run? Underwater? Sorry people, but what were you thinking of? It was supposed to be jump and run. It was supposed to be jump and run. Oh wow. Somebody was told to beat me up. It was supposed to be a jump and run. There were people who were made angry. And they were supposed to that's just an insight I had. Whether it's true or not remains to be seen. No, actually not, because well, that's just a feeling I have. And I'm looking for these feelings. Holy fuck. Just to understand maybe what I did wrong. There seem to be people who really don't like me. Because, you know, if you represent something and people know, wait, how long am I playing already? Wait a second. Some things... I think it's time to do something else. I think I've played enough in this game for now. You know, you also have to know when to stop. And I have stopped. You know, that's a very fitting image. Let's just check it again. But yeah, let that be a reminder for next time, okay? I'm just saying, it's like, you know, I'm standing in fire. Anyway, thank you for listening, spending time with yourself, basically, because anything you do is spending time with yourself. Yeah, I think that's it. Just figure it out. Work towards your goals. When you watch this, right, I may be already somewhere else. I may have moved out already of this place, which is an interesting thing to speak about. But at the moment, I don't know. There are ideas that I have, and then there are words being formed, saying things about things and I things. Does it really matter? What is really going on? Am I ever to find out? Well, at least I did this now. Because I felt like I wanted to do something. So, whatever spirituality is, if you've been awakened, you may be dealing with a lot of waiting and patience, which is probably what the whole Avatar series is trying to express. You know, it takes time for things to develop, you know? You're not the guy who can beat the Fire Lord tomorrow, right? You're the guy who needs to work on himself until he's ready, and then you're gonna feel that he's ready, and then spiritual guidance is gonna come and they're gonna tell you what to do next. And then there are things where you just say no to, or they say no to it. But I also say there are certain things I just don't want to. I could make ayahuasca, but I actively choose not to because I think people should just go hiking. Which is true. They should just go hiking. Nobody needs anything. So I have learned a great deal from women. I just would like to learn more of the sweet stuff. I've never really learned the sweet stuff. It was just me, you know, giving and giving instead of just me being... I know it looks very dirty if I do this, but I mean, I've got a nose and it's stuck. It's winter. There's dry air inside of here. I've got my excuses, okay? And now the reason I want to be at home alone a lot at the moment is actually because I was out there doing other things that were terrifying, to say the least. And so coming back here and doing these normal things is very important. And I say there are people I've met that I never, ever want to spend time with again. And I've tried. And they had weird intentions. They were waiting for an opportunity, or so it feels. You know, that's the whole Jesus and Judas, which gets me back to Ben-Hur, which I'm certainly going to watch again. While at the moment I'm not quite sure where I am in my own life. But there are things I'm looking forward to. Which is, you know, occasionally I will play such a game. You see, that's how I see it, basically. You've got like a woman who's like standing in the background, observing this guy who's doing his thing. And she's more like in the background, right? Doing something, you know. That's how I would like a thing. And that's the problem. If you have a woman that also wants to have all the attention, I don't think that's gonna work. And maybe everybody deserves to have attention, right? And I'm just giving attention to myself alone. I'm still thinking about having a drone, but that's gonna take some time. And the question whether or not that, you know, do I really need this? People may have told me I can do things. Question is that still gonna be relevant later? Or was it just something they said because they wanted me to do what they had to do? You see, with these things, I'm really, really not sure. And having said that, I still would like to have sex. But at the moment I'm sacrificing sex for this, because this is actually contributing to the community, putting myself out there, working like a horse, creating content that I like, simple content, back to the basics, not too complicated, you know, just the way that I want to make it. And that keeps me going, that keeps me busy. You know, if you have a backup plan, I have none. I have no backup plan. You know, this is me, this is what I'm doing, so of course there's a lot of anxiety. You know, is it ever going to come again? Is it ever going to come again? These different times. And what's 2 years in isolation? Well, I can no longer be a participant of everything that's going on at the moment. And that's true. That's the truth. There are things going on and I just seclude myself and do this. And that's challenging. It's like purpose. A hint of purpose. Yeah, there's many movies I could watch right now. Take Concrete. Great movie. Black and white. I try to be black and white in myself so that I don't have to look for black on the outside. Because if I'm like a kid looking for black on the outside, I'm not sure what he's gonna do to me. Well, that's what I've often done, right? I met with grown-up men that were like, "Rawr." They kind of hated children, or they thought children have to be improved. And then I went there and I, you know, looking the way I look, and I just acted like a child, like, and they just couldn't get it. But I just did it to protect others from them, so that they would realize children are very sensitive. It's called empathy. I mean, trees don't... I mean, of course, trees, you know, will have branches falling off of them, which may actually kill a sapling. So maybe you just have to be careful under what kind of trees you want to be living, which is why, you know, children are for young couples that have learned a thing or two and that chose to be together and live in harmony. So you first have to have harmony in yourself. So if you're having a bad day and you blame it on the coffee and you fail to see how you contribute to, you know, it's not just the coffee. Coffee may be a symptom, but also maybe something that helps you. Maybe you just need to go into nature sometimes. I'm longing for nature, and I quench it with food.